This is Hot Wheels Unleashed, the latest take on the toy/model cars that have been put beautifully to life within this wonderful gaming experience, where you go across a variety of very unique tracks at blistering fast speeds in what is one of the most fun racing experiences I've ever had. On Xbox Series X, we're getting a 4K resolution at 60 FPS with HDR support. There is local split-screen multiplayer for 2 people, and you can go online and play with up to 12 players competing. That's the same design as in the regular local matches, up to 12 opponents kind of going at once. There is cross-gen multiplayer on Xbox, and yes, just a variety of unique environments for you to compete on, and some wild moments to be had. The visuals are very impressive, the game looks great, it's smooth, the HDR is very nice in it adds a nice sort of style, it makes it feel really realistic in general. There's also really cool customization, as you have your own little basement area that's being shown here, so you can change the design, the colors, the layout, the decorations, and then that goes further with a track builder, so you can lay down track in all kinds of different ways, do loops, do jumps, do gravity, defying things, throw monsters on there, spiders, cobras, T-Rex heads, go nuts, go wild, create whatever sort of environment setup you want. There's also like interactive objects you can place, and it just adds tons of extra value to the experience. And then past that, for more customization, you can do custom liveries. You can change the colors of the vehicles, the different material that's used on the different vehicles, and there's 66 unique vehicles that you can collect from tons of different brands. But yeah, these liveries can be created and shared, and there's an element of shared content that kind of expands the scope of this experience in many unique ways, which I think is just awesome. So you get top brands, there's like Chevrolet, there's Ford, there's Dodge, and then there's fun entertainment third parties that they mention. Oh, I should also mention GMC too, but yeah, you got like Back to the Future, you got Snoopy, you got Knight Rider, TMNT, which is Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you've got Batman, and you can collect all these vehicles. And then there's like an expansive post-launch content planned, obviously not part of the review because it's not here yet, but they're going to take things further with seasonal racing pass things, and then extra volumes of new packs of cars, things like Street Fighter, Wonder Woman, Superman, Barbie, Masters of the Universe, Corvettes, ooh, maybe some Stingrays, just a wide range of extra content that they're going to be adding to the game over time. For many iconic brands, there'll be free and premium DLCs releasing periodically, so that's kind of exciting. And then I mentioned that customization is big here, so you can create your distinct, unique tracks that you want across 6 unique environments, and these are the 6 environments you see on all the, maps and tracks you play on. There's the garage, the skate park, the track room, skyscraper, college campus, and the basement. And while that might not seem like a lot, there are tons of different tracks that are use these as backdrops, and I think that's really exciting because you get just a huge range of unique tracks. Seriously, it sounds like there's not too many, but they use every part of these maps in different ways. Sometimes you're up in the rafters, sometimes you're in the vents, sometimes you're on the floor, sometimes it's just track, and the tracks are all different. Some are loops, some are weird dives, some are all kinds of weird different designs, and it's just really quite expansive the way that you're able to sit here and race across these distinct environments, and they look fantastic. They are gorgeous. We'll talk more about the visuals later on, but seriously, some stunning environments that really bring this to a sense of realism while still having that great arcade feel. So you're competing against 11 others, like I mentioned prior, and there are unique techniques that will help you play. Drifting, which will kind of charge your boost, and the different cars have different charging abilities and different types of things that make them somewhat more unique. Then there's boosting in order to go faster for a limited time, and gravity is a big part of things too. You gotta be able to use the loop well or you might fall down. And when you're in the air, you have a good control of your vehicle to kind of flop around to if you'd like. And you gotta be strategic. It feels really, really well done. Just in terms of how the car handles all the different vehicles. They're all cool and unique and stylistic, and I think they've got some really iconic Hot Wheels designs in this one, alongside having some more fun with it. And it's a game, like I mentioned, of pure fun. It's enjoyable, it's silly, but yet it can be really surprisingly serious because it very much is something that looks and is realistic in terms of the design. And I think that looks just fantastic. It really is just absolutely gorgeous. Like, every little area feels realistic and it feels cool. And it feels neat to speed across. And it feels like you're interacting with the environment, but you're also like this toy car just like whipping around, and it feels just cool. And I had a blast playing it, and there's so much content here to enjoy. We'll talk, I guess, more about the visuals right now, and then we'll talk about some of the other Meteor content modes. But yeah, seriously, the track layouts are just fantastic, and the core set maps. I didn't like that you had to, because there's this in-game kind of currency that you're earning, these coins, and it's easy to unlock and whatnot, but you have to unlock some of the quick play maps. But other than that, you get them all through kind of working through the campaign and whatnot. But that's also how you get vehicles. You can choose to put these points into that, and I think that's really neat. You can kind of quickly unlock some more vehicles using that, and it's all earned in-game and pretty fair for your unlocking. I didn't notice any issues there. For getting lots of cars available to me very fast. And then there's a photo mode, which is kind of cool. I mean, you can really show off how great these cars look in action. They are gorgeous and well designed, and like I said, when you change the liveries up and you get like the different metallic stuff going on, it really is aesthetically quite neat. But yeah, it really does feel fantastic. It's fluid. I didn't have any issues or anything like that. It just smoothly played. It looked good, and it was kind of mind-blowing how visually impressive this game actually is. It's like when you're sitting there playing with these cars, maybe when you were younger or whatnot. Maybe you still do now, that's totally cool too, but, playing with these cars, and it's just like, it makes them come alive in a way that, I don't even know if your imagination can really do that. They've actually really brought it to complete life, like the reflections and everything like that are gorgeous. Every part of this is just visually stunning and fast-paced and blisteringly cool. The whole way through, I love the aesthetics of this one. They nailed it to the highest degree that I've ever seen for this type of, like, racing arcade simulation. It feels kind of realistic and looks realistic, but yet at the same time it's got that heart of an arcade action. And I've just got, like, when I was playing this game, every time I play it, I'd just be driving around, I got like the stupidest smile on my face, just being like, this is awesome, this is so fun, this is so cool, this is really great. And it's backed by a lot of content, which is what I'm now getting to. There's an expansive sort of campaign where you go through like these neighborhoods and you're kind of like completing races, or doing the time trials, or doing the fast races, or the goals, and you're earning the points that you use in order to get different like grab boxes for the different cars, or to unlock new tracks to make available to you. You move through it pretty quickly, and you can play this in multiple ways. There's different difficulties. I think normal feels pretty competitive. Easy's really easy for the younger audience that I think would be kind of interested in this. And then there's some harder difficulties that can really, test your mettle and your ability to drive, which I think is kind of cool. It's great that they include that. Outside the campaign, there's a quick play, so you can just instantly kind of jump in and do different races. There is the split screen, which I mentioned. There's the track building. There's the customization suite areas that you can go into and, adjust all those elements of the experience to fine-tune it to be whatever you like. They also give you a lot of options for customizing, some of the visual and the sound elements of the game. The music's really cool, and the ambience of the world feels good, and it feels like you're a little car actually just zipping along these tracks, having the time of your life, and I think that is fantastic. And you can get back and you can respawn pretty quick too if you have any issues. There's, it's just kind of a neat little option to kind of get back in really fast. I mean, most racing games do something like that, but I really don't have too many issues with this one. There's a lot going on. You can create more content to enjoy with the track builder. You can do lots of racing in the campaign. And you can just do quick play over and over again with lots of different cars, and you can get a whole, I guess you could say, stable of different vehicles that you could play around with and try out. And I think it's just really quite magically done, and if they support this well with post-launch content, DLCs, I think you can have a great time playing this almost endlessly. Like, I really didn't want to put it down because it was so fun and so enjoyable, and just so fast-paced, and yet at the same time I felt like I had a good control of my vehicle. And then you master the maps, but like I said, you feel like there's 6 environments, like 6 backdrops, but you don't really get that sense because there's tons of tracks on every single one of these different areas, and they take you through different places there, and they show you different styles. And I think even as you're watching here, you're probably noticing there's like complete distinction in what you're doing. You know, some of them are more simple loops, and some of them go nuts with you, like doing like loop-de-loops and jumping up on places, or going on the floor and the vents on the boards on the floor, or you know, just kind of using the environment. And it's that larger than life kind of thing, you know, the Honey I Shrunk the kids into the Hot Wheels and they're racing. And then you get like fun things like the spider and the Cobra stuff, and the T-Rex mount you can start off of and kind of launch into the map, and it's so cool. And visually, like I mentioned, simply stunning. It looks fantastic. I mean, this is... I didn't even think that they would ever create something that looks and captures the feel of like Hot Wheels actually racing to the degree that this one does. I mean, we had the Forza Horizon kind of Hot Wheels DLC, and I thought that was really special, very fun, and very well done, but it wasn't like necessarily specifically Hot Wheels, right? That was Forza doing Hot Wheels, but this is Hot Wheels doing Hot Wheels, and they nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. This is so enjoyable. It's great. And it just mixes the realism with the fun arcade style perfectly well, at least for me. I had an absolute blast of a time whipping around tracks, you know, unlocking vehicles, working through the campaign stuff, and just having a grand time with it. And then I guess, you know, with the launch and everything like that, you can compete online against others in races, so that's a big thing. I don't know if it'll be some kind of competitive circuit going on with the Hot Wheels stuff, but you know, that idea kind of excites me too, because it's kind of cool to take the races online and compete against others. I think that would be fun and enjoyable, and it just gives you a lot of options, and I hope that they kind of aim to expand it as well. Oh, you're getting a little look at the campaign kind of map here. Some of the unlock stuff. I mean, I think it's pretty simple too for, like, say, the younger audience and whatnot, and it loads really fast. Like, you get into the new match and the new setup really, really quickly between you know, kind of going from menu into a race. It's almost instant. It's very fast. But yeah, for the younger audience, I think this is absolutely perfect for all ages. Seriously, like, anyone can hop in here and have a really good time with it, understand it, and tune the difficulty to whatever they need it to be in order to be, you know, more successful. But it drives very well. It's got very cool style to it. It's got a lot of flair, and I just like really, really loved it. I had such a wonderful time in what I feel is such a gem of a game. Seriously, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it looked really cool, and then when I jumped in and I started playing, I was like, this is so fun. It's weird, like I'm a hamburger car right now, driving through was it a snake mouth, a cobra mouth? I don't know. It's crazy, and it's like this Hot Wheels world, and I don't know, it's kind of really special and cool and weird, and yeah, just awesome. And I hope that they add, you know, more spaces that we can race in more different ways. It would be really cool if they did some more like action type things, like maybe some battle type stuff. I think that might be fun, you know, like car battling and whatnot. But other than that, like racing wise, they hit the mark here. It's got a lot of good content to it. There's a lot of fun to be had. I don't really have any complaints outside of being like, I wish the maps are all available in the quick play. But, you know, even earning that wasn't necessarily a big deal. You just had to play, and yeah, I don't know. It's fantastic. Seriously, I always suggest playing this one. I think you'll have a great time with it. It'll be a riveting experience as you race along the track. If you're someone that's like, you know, I had Hot Wheels back in the day, this is, you know, your imagination of you kind of moving the car along, say, a table or something. This is it in an actual competitive racing environment, and that is exciting, and it makes me want... Oh, this is the graph thing where it's like it's upside down, basically. It's so cool. And I just want them to kind of build upon this, because it wasn't something I knew that I would have liked to this degree. I mean, we've seen, you know, efforts and stuff throughout the years to do things similar, I guess you could say, but I think this one is truly successful at that, because I'm really trying to think of anything that I, you know, could complain about and whatnot, but it looks just great, you know, from the, like, actually, like, where you're driving here on the track, seeing, like, all the little jagged edges and the reflections. It just makes it feel like you're actually set this up in a real world, and these cars are really driving around. And yet it's got that zany arcade style that's perfect for what this is trying to provide. And it's silly, and it's the love of Hot Wheels. You could definitely tell that there was a lot of love and care put into making this compelling experience that handles well and plays well. And it's just exciting to jump into. Again, I had the silliest kind of smile on my face when I was sitting here playing through it. I was just grinning. I was like, this is so good. I really genuinely was blown away beyond expectations of what this game could be. And it is an absolute blast of a time, but I don't really have much else to say. You get the campaign, you get the split screen options, you get the multiplayer options, quick play with the time trials or the regular races. You can work through the campaign stuff, you unlock lots of different cars, it gives you a good sense of progression, and you just play it a ton and then build your own stuff with the track builder if you want to, where you can enjoy other content and stuff that's been shared, or you can create your own like libraries and that to change your cars up further, have a lot of fun, and unleash the power of Hot Wheels, because this really does feel like, these cars have been properly unleashed on the track, that is for sure.